Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in City Skylines, where last episode we implemented a rival lumber company. I asked you guys to give me some pretty sweet name suggestions for our rival lumber company to rival the big dog, I should say, Woodville Inc. And I got a couple of suggestions. I got one that I'm going to pick. I kind of love it. I like it. But today, I want to try and focus on improving it slightly, just kind of tweaking a few little bits and bobs here and there to make it run a little bit smoother, tweaking a few little bits and bobs around Woodville in general, and we need to take a look at all of our services all over again, because I've noticed that police and fire coverage and all that kind of stuff is not looking the best, probably the same with education. I want to have a kind of complete service of the whole of our little town. Now, if you guys do enjoy this and want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. Now, we are back. We are back. And like I said, I actually guys gave me some pretty sweet name suggestions to what we could call this rival lumber company. And I had a ton of suggestions, ton of ideas, some completely random ones, which I found hilarious, and some that are actually quite smart when thinking about it. Now, we had a few suggestions because you can kind of think of the Woodville Inc., the main lumber company, being for the town, by the town, worked for the people of the town and all that kind of jazzy stuff. And this rival one just came out of nowhere. They're trying to imitate the success of Woodville Inc. They're trying to ride on its kind of momentum to also try to become a successful lumber company. And a couple of you guys suggested that, like, I like the fun and the plain names. Stuff like Woodworks Corp or Woodtown Corp. You kind of get it. It's wood, and then obviously this is Woodville, so Woodworks or Woodtown because it's Woodville. And then have we called it Inc. These ones are corporations, private corporations. I like the idea of that, and I think the one I'm going to go with is not going to be Woodtown Corp because it's Woodville. It's kind of in the name. It doesn't feel to sound like it, but Woodworks Corp could be an actual really good one. And this is coming from the random guy, Seth, who gave us this suggestion. So hang on, if I can get it right. Woodworks Corp, our rival lumber company. Now, he also gave me a really, really big backstory as well, which I kind of like. He says it's basically a privately held company owned by someone from Woodville. And he goes, story? Well, it's just someone rich who sees an opportunity of creating a lumber company who has money for it. Purchased the land, built the lumber company basically, and now is trying to ride the wave of momentum. So I love that random guy, Seth there, boy. Appreciate it right now. I do appreciate it. But now we're going to try and turn Woodworks Corp into something beautiful. So as of right now, Woodville Inc., 37,000 profit in the last 40 minutes. 9,000 profit in the last 40 minutes over here. So it's still not as good as Woodville Inc., but Woodworks Corp has so much potential. And now that they're starting to make a little bit of sweet cash, money moolah, investments are going to be thrown straight back into this place right now. So a little bit of problems that I kind of notice is when they're trying to fill up all the little storage areas, we need to like kind of separate them a little bit more than what we currently have. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this road down to here. And this might be the most awkward bend in the world. Do you know what? It wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. Just for the sake of me being able to kind of place this down here by, let's say, 15. And then move in this one. Oh my goodness, made a little bit of a lag. Ooh, slope is too steep apparently. Okay, get it sideways. I'm just hoping it doesn't cause too many issues and too many problems. See, now I've kind of got all this sorted out. Oh, hold on, power. Down to there, jazzy. So yeah, now we kind of redid all this. This road doesn't need to be what it currently is right now, does it? I'm still going to keep this road like it, where it kind of divides into two there because we have a bus lane there. So I might as well just keep that there anyway. But yeah, trying to switch up the traffic a little bit more, trying to make it accessible everywhere. But I also want to... Oh, did that? Oh, wait, no, it did get power. I also want to drop like something like a roundabout over here too. Now, it's only singular lane, so I think I'm only going to go for like a 2-lane road, but I think I'll go for the highway version. So 2-lane highway just here. And do I make it 60? because that's my kind of like my go-to when I'm normally using like a 3-lane road. Yeah, we'll go with... Oh my goodness me. Holy smokes. Well, that just became... That's crazy. That stuff going... All right, hold on. I wonder if it's as simple as doing this. Now, I could be pushing my luck so bad. Slope. Whoa, did you just see that truck go flying? We all seen that truck go flying, right? Now, that just kind of worked. I wonder if it will work the same way going this way. I pushed my luck on the last one. There we go. So we now have this staggered roundabout. Angles a little bit all over the place, but that's what we kind of love about the Woodworks Corp right now. Beautiful little roundabout. So let me just quickly set it up then. And let me see if I get this right. So I'm going to no crossing. I always make sure there's no crossing on it. Even though no one's going to cross on it anyway, because literally it's a highway road. It's just to double make sure. So there we go. So you could pass through there, all kind of good. Add in the giveaway signs for people entering. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And just keep it really, really basic like that. So that should aid the traffic a little bit more, a little bit easier. I think the one thing I maybe would do is because we have the majority of traffic coming down this road and this road. Maybe put like a asymmetrical road so there's 2 lanes leading into it. Just to kind of allow the traffic to kind of flow onto it a little bit quicker in 2 formats rather than just the one that it currently is. Now, again, I can apply the same logic to over here as well. But I feel like we're okay for there at the moment. We might need one here, see how it goes, but as of right now, that's pretty sweet, right? It's pretty good. So let's take a look at what we're doing. So we do 88 tons of output. Could we increase by adding extra paper and plain timber production building? I think we could. So I'm going to bring this out, and then bring that down, and then bring that up. Because I've always got space there to drop another roundabout on. If I need to, if I go down that route, maybe. And then the big boy buildings, we've got the Pulp Mill, which doesn't like the slope that it's got to kind of work with. Now, it will go sideways. So, if I choose a little bit further down... Actually, you know what? I can choose the exact same section it's doing it here. If I just bring it to there, it's pretty much identical almost. And can we, yes, we can squeeze it in here. So there and there. So an extra 2 dropped in. Wow, they are really staggered, aren't they? And then kind of do the same thing here. So it looks like then that having them sideways on the slope is a lot more easier for them to handle the leveling of the land than it would be anything else. Now drop that there. I know I've just deleted some of the power lines, but I'm going to bring that to there, bring that to there, and then we pretty much back up and running. I think, it all kind of does have the water, but like send it over anyway, just to be on the safe side. And then we might start to see this little junction here become a little bit busier, unless I bring that up there to create that connection just there. I don't think I'll go straight down to here. But vehicles coming from all the way over here to deliver the goods, at least they can pull into this little section. And like I said, we'll just kind of see how it goes. So, not bad then. A few extra additional production... Well, yeah, production... Is it production? No, processing buildings. Production buildings we haven't really increased. But we're still outputting quite a lot of tonnage that could be used to create paper or plain timber. So that'll be pretty interesting to kind of see then how Woodworks Corp then evolves over time. So, any other little issues we got? Oh, hold on. Pause. I have water issues? Where's this water coming from? Right. Okay, water availability is not great. We haven't really created like a water treatment plant. I keep kind of pushing it off by building these. So I'll stick to this for just a minute. We've got a sewage treatment plant just over here. And by the looks of it, that is also a little bit at the max. Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's play it back into play anyway. Because we've got water right now. So the water availability should increase. It does, but not a lot. Right, that is something that we've got to take a look at. doing a water treatment plant with fresh water and sewage. That is going to be next on our list that we need to kind of take care of. Right, but for now, it just kind of solves that little bit of issue that we did have. And we'll just leave it there for now. Right, okay, so let me check out all the coverage stuff then. So when we take a look at healthcare, yeah, we got a few dotted around. It's all good. Capacity is really high. Sick residents? That's not looking good. Why is there so many sick residents? Ground pollution. I mean, pollution is nowhere near any of the residential areas. Healthcare is not good, is it? I think we just need to make it a little bit more accessible, don't we? I think that's kind of what we need to do. We need to take a look at then the fire coverage. Oh, wow. Fire coverage is shocking. Fire hazard, 78%. Yeah, we're going to kind of sort that out right now. I mean, it's a big shocker over on this side. How have I neglected the fire coverage for so long? I have no idea. But let's kind of sort this out right now. So I'm going to pull it on just there. Little fire. It's the Detroit one, isn't it? Yeah, and that kind of gives us up to 35 fire engines, which is actually quite a lot. Oh, wow. I can't believe I've neglected it this long. Right, can I squeeze? I'm going to squeeze one just here on the corner. Probably counterintuitive. Oh, wait, look at the amount of traffic. Oh, my goodness me. Look at the amount of traffic got coming down here right now. Yeah, like I say, it's probably counterintuitive with what's going down, but... Whoa, are these all making that right-hand turn? What's making them so slow? Is it also people going straight ahead? Right, we're going to sort this out real quick. So if I did... Obviously, that is the turning lane for that, and then that goes there. Just in case there's vehicles in this long line of vehicles coming down that also want to go straight ahead. And now what I'm going to do straight away from the get-go is I'm going to turn this into an asymmetrical road as well, but flip it this way. I might have just deleted some of my lane, yeah, by turning here. To there. Right. Hang on, but I'll also make it do this, because I know there's not currently a node on the go. And that goes there and straight on. And this one does the turn. Just so we can decipher who's going straight on and making like a right or a left turn. Just so then I can allow vehicles to kind of flow in a little bit more. We might lose a few vehicles trying to do that turn and whatnot. There's a lot of vehicles coming in to make a left-hand turn. Interesting. That's actually quite interesting. So I wonder what the reason would be that they're trying to all do that. Now, another thing that kind of slows us down is the pedestrians keep crossing the road around this area, which is not good for us. But there is quite a lot of demand coming down this road, isn't there? Which is slowly disappearing. Don't get me wrong, it is slowly disappearing. It's because we've used a real-time mod. You get it in waves. It depends what time or certain time of day it is. But at least we've deciphered right now who goes straight on and then who turns right. And then once you turn right, are you going left or straight on or right? So that little backlog, which was all the way up here, is now slowly going down. So that should clear itself as time goes on. Anyway, fire coverage, because, you know, we got none, is not looking amazing. So we've got two big ones over here, which could filter around here, there, and everywhere. We're going to get a largish one. And I think somewhere over here will be great if I can get it just there. Because that allows us to have big coverage. Also gives us access to the highway for when the vehicles need to go. We have no coverage over here. Like, are you okay, Sediak? Are you seriously okay? What's this fire department here do? 25. Fire department depot there. Particularly with a fire watch tower. I can't believe some of this stuff that I've got going on right now. And over here we had the disasters. We don't really have disasters, so I ain't going to place that in. Right, let's go back to another Detroit one, because I like the design of the buildings. Throw that in there. Again, give it more coverage. Makes it a little bit more localized with something over here, which will also need something over here anyway. So then we just kind of place like a small one in. So I'll place this just there. And where have we got any over here? We don't even have any over here. Wow, Seniac, you have been running Woodville by the skin of its teeth right now. So I'm going to place this just there. Reason for it is bridge going straight over to there, straight around, easy connectable. Please tell me, yeah, we got coverage over in the Wood Village. So it's still not great coverage. We have a lot of trees in here which are huge fire hazards. But we are bringing the fire hazard down right now. We are now at 57%. But we can still do so much better. We've got to invest a lot of money in fire coverage, don't we? So, right, okay. So another big one. I feel like getting this firehouse building here. Can I place it here? In the industrial area, maybe? Yeah, I feel like I want to place it in the industrial area, but I want it to be on a road. Or at least next to these guys. But again, there's not really much space to play around with. All there. Right, if I drop it there, what coverage does that give me? It gives me a little bit more coverage. Satisfy a lot of people around here. Great stuff. We'll drop in one. Because you're going over there. We need to drop one over on this side. So if I place this just there for coverage around this area. So just a little bit more. And now down to 47%. Still not great. I'm not going to solve everything, but every little helps, I suppose. I'm going to get a nice little small one out placed in around here somewhere. We'll throw it in just there for this area. Give us that tiny bit more coverage. And I feel like I need a big one over on this side right now because some of the buildings around it. So I'm going to go for another Detroit style one. No, actually not a Detroit one. I'm going to go for this one. How big is this one? Because this would actually kind of fit in quite nice surrounded by this area. So if I choose to get it just behind the path area there. Because it does look kind of good and it kind of fits in pretty well. So my fire coverage right now, like I said, it's at 45%. I mean, it's still bad, but look at the amount of trees we've got around. Like, you know, I can't cover all of it. But that, I mean, we've ramped it up quite heavily. So that is a big help. Police coverage, crime rate is low. It is quite low. Coverage is kind of semi-good, but we do need that little bit extra, so we'll get one just over here next to the fire station just there. We'll squeeze in a small one over here. I don't feel like we need as many big ones like we do with fire. And the police station just there. Got one in Wood Village, right? Yeah. So that should help us then. Increases our jail capacity too. Healthcare wise then, the coverage seems kind of okay, doesn't it? It's a weird one. It really is. Now, if we got University Hospital. Ooh, that would have been kind of cool to squeeze it in over on this side or something like that. Would that be kind of cool? If I squeezed it there, right? Reason for it is, one, because obviously it builds over the side of the road. Because you imagine, like, if you actually had to stay in the hospital, you want a nice little view outside your window. So what better view than the Spruce Willis Park? I know, guys, we've peaked. We've peaked. But that's a more centralized hospital, by the way. It gives me so much more capacity, but also enables us to have like a big localized hospital which could take care of a lot of patients and easy access. And also, something else as well. I've been talking about this, creating this as a junction to the highway. Now, if I did that, stuff like the hospital can get connected to there pretty easy. Now, talking about this in general anyway, because when you think about the logistics, say if you lived in here, right, highway access is either going all the way down this road, around there, up here, onto this, then you're on the highway, or going across here, down there, and then you're on the highway, or up here, there, and you're on the highway, or up to there, swinging around that to there, or down to here. You've got to go quite a far distance, haven't you, basically? You really have. So if I had this little area here kind of set up, localized, easy to connect to, all this big area, all this kind of the middle of Woodville, hasn't got to go here, there, and everywhere, you know, kind of beat around the bush to get to the highway connections. They have a more standard and solid one right in the middle. Now, granted, this might cause a lot of traffic issues. It kind of might. But if we set it up correctly, we could create something pretty sweet. Now, many ways in which I can do this. I could do the standard on and off ramps like this. What we've got could work. I mean, this kind of works. Where else have we got stuff like that set up? One over here, again, kind of works. If we get all the turning kind of lanes all sorted. We also had, well, we got one over here. I think we pretty much got it everywhere, haven't we? Yeah, and down here as well. Or the other alternative is, if it gets too busy, then we stick a roundabout above it. But I'm not too sure what kind of needs we're going to see from it, you know, from the get-go. So, if I keep it nice and simple, and we'll work with this now, I'll use the one-lane roads, but let me kind of just do this first. So, I've got to make sure that I'm doing the right amount of spacing. So, that's to 9. To 15. Right, hold on, guys. Because I'm trying to set this up correctly. So, if I came up here by 7, if I came up here by 7, and then run that pretty much as straight as I can run it, then I kind of have the lane that we're going to bring it in and out from. You following me on this one? So, I know I'm going to delete a lot of stuff. I'll get it all placed back in momentarily. So, bring that to there. So, what is the full length of that? That becomes then 13. There we go. And if I do the same here, so 13 goes to there. 13 goes to there. And then what we do then is we'll do a 15, 15, 15, 15. So I'm making it quite wide. I know it looks ugly. I'll fix it in just a moment. But I've made it quite wide and quite spaced apart. So we have a little bit more of a kind of separation between the multiple junctions that we have pretty much set up. Hopefully then kind of alleviating the issues that are going to come from this is basically what I'm saying. So let's just make it now look kind of pretty. Okay, so we'll elevate you and you, elevate you and you, and okay, they're all pretty much good. And if I select like from, all right, we'll do it from there to there to there to there. And hopefully all this sloping is going to work, which it will. Oh, hang on, undo. We're just going to make sure that we do the bends correctly. So if I brought that in to here, kind of bent it out slightly. Kind of works. It's still kind of funky. But we'll get all these now sorted. So directly to there. Slope them. And we'll sort out all the lanes as well. And this becomes such a more easier way to kind of approach a lot of the areas. Which also might make the garbage, the fire, the police coverage a lot better. Because they're able to access the highway directly from the middle a whole lot easier. You can only wish, can't you? You can only freaking wish. So if I get all this now set up then, and granted I do have to also sort out the lanes as well. So if just by bringing this in slightly and creating a little bit of a bend, it kind of does everything that you need to do, really. Now. I know I've got to sort out all the roads, not the roads, sorry, all these little paths and stuff like that. So let me pull these back slightly. So we've got a crossing just there, which that can stay. I've just got to sort this area right over here, which then again, I can kind of utilize that bridge. But I'll sort that out in just a moment. So let me get the remainder of all this up and running. So going in that direction, that needs to spin round. That needs to spin round as well. That needs to, no, that's the right way. These need to spin round. Nice. Ooh, hold on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sweet. So that's pretty much all done. Then what we need to do is we need to make sure that the highway down here is a 2-laner. Because we're merging from a 3 to a 2 because that right-hand lane turns off. Then goes back into a 3 after here, after this right lane, or this lane here kind of merges back on. Right. We're also going to make sure that this... Oh, hold on. This is 2 lanes to that point. Same here. So we're allowing the 2 turning lanes from both sides of the road, opposite directions, to turn in before they merge into 1. Same thing here. When they turn off, they can look at 2 lanes to make their turning lanes noticed. And then what I'm going to do then in the middle here is I'm going to turn this, and I think we'll use... see, I could do it like, I could even do it like this. I could do a turning lane like that. Or I simply set it up to be the standard 4 lane. Now, I know it gets a little bit complicated, but I'm trying to kind of slow down the traffic-wise. Oh,
can't do that right now.
Okay, Siri can't do it, but hopefully your boy can do it. So what I'm trying to do is I've got a turning lane there. Because it allows us to still have the straight-on lines. But I mean, at the same time, you kind of don't need it. In many ways, but we'll sort this out ourselves right now. So let me just turn the traffic lights off. And for the purpose of this, I'm going to use the kind of right now the lane connector, so you can visually see how it works. So you can see how they enter and exit the highway right now. That's how the lane management works there. There we go. So 3 lanes, the 2 left ones continue on. The right one turns off, and then the other side. Then 2 ones that continue on, and then this one comes back on to make or create the 3. Now, if I set this up myself like this then, so what we'll do is this becomes that there, and that kind of leans over to that side, because if you're coming from this lane here, you turn in this way. So you can kind of see how these lanes pretty much work. So if you're coming off the highway, left or right, these are your 2 lanes that you've got to use. Now, if you're coming this way, obviously the right-hand lane to turn to go on the highway. That one goes straight over, but obviously it goes over to the right because this one comes on. This lane here is for turning left. It will be on that side, and this one goes straight over to there. So there is a couple of lanes that do cross over, but nobody's going into the same lane as somebody else, if that makes sense. So while these 3 or 4 roads here cross, everyone has their own separate lane that they're merging into. And because we've got a node here, they can crisscross to get into the right lanes as they kind of come over. So if we set the same thing up to over here then, like this, bring that over, that turns in, and that goes to there. So if you make that little turn there, you're kind of stuck into turn back off. But because we have that node in the middle, they could then come over here, switch over at that point to then go straight over if needs be. Hopefully, it's going to work. Now, without putting any giveaway signs on or any traffic lights or anything like that, I want to see how much they can naturally work themselves. Now, before we do that, actually, we'll put it into play mode. Let it continue. So I'm going to say I'm going to do all the paths down here first, but we can do it ourselves while we kind of pretty much wait for the vehicles to update their routes, because it'd take a minute or 2 for them to update their routes. So that goes to there, and then obviously bring that to there. And what, they use that as the crossing instead? Yeah, might as well. There was one here, but there's one there as well. They can walk across there. There's no point to me needing me to put one in so close, I think. So let's fast forward then. Let's see what now happens. So it'll take a minute or 2 for them to realize what they can now do, where they can now go, who they can now see, places they can now be, all that kind of jazz. But with now the ability to connect to the highway and vice versa, turn off the highway at this point, I do expect this to be a whole lot busier, a lot more traffic coming down here. But when you think about it, we did kind of set it up correctly, where we have this main road dragging through. Around this side, all this road is free, and around down to here, it's kind of free because the park's there. So we shouldn't see much backlogs leading up. But it's currently 3 a.m. in the morning in game. So no one really should be about. I'm thinking about it. If this is the traffic flow at 3 a.m. in the morning, what's it going to be in rush hour? Oh dear. Oh dear. Now, yeah, I could have put turning circles on this, turning lanes on this, but just doing as it is right now is kind of fine. Not really any big issues or stuff like that. Everyone's going to where they need to get to. It flows pretty well, to be honest with you. It really does. And it just kind of makes all this whole area a little bit more accessible. So healthcare can, like, you can see right now the coverage. It can, like, join on to the highway and kind of go to where it needs to get to and stuff like that. Fire coverage. There's not really much fire. Do you know what? We can actually drop a big fire station down here now, couldn't we? So if I kind of place this on the corner just here, which will then also, as you can now see, utilize the slip roads to join on to the highway, which is we got now a 42% fire hazard. Policing, we don't really have a big one, but I can throw a big police station. I won't throw a huge one, a huge tower, which kind of like this kind of size one. Put it just there, just for the sake of it being here, because it can access the highway and you know, get to where it needs to get to a whole lot quicker. We just have that option, that ability, if needs be. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. I do expect at rush hour time to be an issue. There always has to be an issue, and then we'll kind of like sort it out as time goes on. But for right now, that should do its job. You can see everybody in the kind of middle node section there. They'll cross over if they need to and whatnot. But the amount of people using these slip roads just shows you how needed this was. So I think that's going to be a great little addition in Woodville right now. A great little addition. They're all going to love it. Does any of our public transport? No, let's say there's no buses that kind of cross over. I was wondering if any buses would have utilised it a bit more. Oh, but saying that, this bus route right now, because we've got this area built up here, we could extend it. We actually could. So where it comes in and turns to here and goes down to there, and then the next stop from this point goes directly to over there, we could actually say to it, yo, next stop here. And then next stop here. Right, and then we could make it go all through there. Cool and all that, but I don't want to. I'm then going to make it go just here. So it can go through this side to there. Bam. And then back over to here. So we're just utilising the route it goes. I know it's a big route, but it's a collecting route. It collects everybody around to get it to either the subway stop, the train stop, wherever it may be. So it just collects. That's literally all it does. How's that junction holding up right now? It's still. I don't think we. To be honest with you, I don't think we're going to have any issues with this. That could be your boy's final last words. It really could. It really could. But we'll just see how it goes. So no events today, which is all good. Sweet. So how's Woodworks Corp doing these days? 15? Wow, it was 9,000 before. It's now 15,000 on the expectation. Seeing a few little issues here with vehicles trying to get in. Do we need another way to export the goods? Is one not enough? Now, it doesn't matter if I try to kind of improve this to get more vehicles in. The limitation is I can only get so many vehicles in there anyway. So I can't really fix the backlog because there's no way for me to kind of improve the amount of vehicles that can flow into there without placing down a secondary exploitation area. But the rest of the place is looking pretty sweet anyway. 50,000 on exports. We've, pretty much added in like an extra 80% increase on sales. Ooh. This ain't looking too good, is it? So I'm not liking the fact that they're merging into this side. So for some reason, I haven't seemed to have set up the lane management's here. And why does that? What is going on here? This road is amazing already. So what we should be having is not a 2-lane here. It should actually be a 3-laner. Now, I'm sure I have like a really small road that does 3 lanes. And I'm trying to remember where it is. That does 3 lanes on one... No, it does 4 lanes on one side. Am I blind and I just can't see it? 4 lane on one side. Wow, that's kind of ridiculous. I need a road that does 3 lanes both sides. Would it be in the... what am I talking about? It's this type of road. Am I just dumb or something? So if I just bring that down to there, I know it's huge and massive. There we go. And then they can choose, as they drive down, what lanes they need to switch into. Right, make it straight as well, so everyone just kind of continues to pass through. Wow. Well, that's a new one, isn't it? That's a new kind of little issue that we've not seen before. So, this, again, so counterintuitive. Let me just make sure, yeah, it's all set up there. Junction restrictions. No crossing. Right, this is going to be so counterintuitive right now, but this is just for the sake of this one side. So lane connectors, and this is how I'm going to do it. I know I shouldn't be, but I just want to decipher this traffic a lot quicker. So at least you're saying, like, you know, these are your lanes that you need to be in. I know they can switch and stuff like that. And if I just do this for these, I get it. I understand that they can switch lanes. There's no need for me to be doing those lane connectors and making that kind of setup as it is. But it allows to get this backlog of traffic through the system a whole lot quicker because they switch and set up and sort out what lanes they need to be in a lot earlier. Just so I can get rid of the backlog, which is the back end of it is now gone. It's now coming through this little section. So we just got to wait for a few more vehicles to kind of enter it. And then it's pretty much all gone and cleared through. And a lot of it is to try and get into here, this area. Now, we've got issues here. That's because we are trying to bring all this in. But once that backlog's then pretty much all cleared, then the rest of it will start flowing a little bit more natural. Swings and roundabouts. It's all swings and roundabouts at this point. So, trying to get these guys in a little bit more as well. It wouldn't really warrant me building another roundabout. It's just because we got this excess of traffic coming in, we are going to have issues. So I'm pretty much just waiting for it to pass through. Today, please. Alright, it's all slowly coming in right now. And that backlog, that was all the way down to here, is now simply just down to here, which is almost gone. Go wait for him to flush a lot more vehicles through. So what's going on here then? It goes to a 2-lane into an asymmetrical road. So what would be handy here then is not making it, you know, so much of an asymmetrical road, literally making it a 2-laner road all the way down. Because when it comes to this junction, yes, you can do all this and you turn that way, sweet. That is the turning lane for this, and yes, you can go all different ways as well, but you turn into that. Just so making this right hand turn, that turn there as it is. The main reason for that is to make these 2 lanes have a certain turn in, and traffic coming from this way, and they turn into there. They're kind of in different lanes, just so it flows out a little bit easier. So this is quite a busy roundabout. I feel like we need to throw a little bit more work and effort into this. But at the same time, it does show you the importance of this highway. More vehicles want to get to it and on it. And having a few little bypass lanes might be the way to go forward. Like having a little overpass that kind of connects over if we sort out the lane management. Sorting this out as well, because this does cross this road here over a main connector of the roundabout. So if you're going straight over, maybe there's an overpass for you guys instead. So it's just little things that we can do to improve on this area. Main thing to take away at this minute, that backlog is completely cleared. So now that the backlog is cleared, these are then the roundabouts slowly start to get a little bit less busy, which means these little guys over here should then be able to pass through a little bit easier. But the main thing is, it's all cleared. There is no backlogs right now. There's a few little bit of traffic jams here and there, a little kind of bit of a waiting queue. But at least it's flowing. So they might have to wait like a minute or two for their turn, but at least they can move when it's their turn. So you can see the importance right now. We've got to work a little bit more around with this area, which is quite cool because we could definitely do a lot of easy things with it. This junction has not failed us one bit, so I don't think there's going to be any issues with this. I think it was set up good enough to support the current need for traffic. There is a football stadium event. There is a modern art museum event today as well. By the looks of it, the only limitations Woodworks Corp has got right now is the exploitation. So I might need to add a secondary exploitation area for these guys. We'll do that next episode anyway, because we're going to end it for here for today. But their limitation right now is 15,000. They can't go any higher because they're limited to how many vehicles they can throw into this building. So we're going to need a second exploitation area for them, which means they'll be able to export more. And I'm kind of getting slightly worried because if that's doing 15,000 a time, do a second one. If it does the exact same amount, we're going to be rivaling the money of Woodville Inc. Oh no. Oh no. It's going to be really interesting. But guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.